lovers! Welcome to day 2 of 12 Days of Christmas. I'm doing 12 mini streaming concerts for the 12 Days of Christmas, collections of songs inspired by the lyrics of that famous carol. Now, today is day 2, 2 turtle doves, the symbol of true love, combination, the lovey-doveyest of all birds. And for that representation of married love, I wanted to play Married Life from the Pixar movie Up. If you ever want to bawl your eyes out, this is the song that does it. So enjoy the 12 Days of Christmas, day 2, with a little bit of Pixar's Up, Married Life. Leave a comment or a like if you're watching this, if you recognize any of the songs I'm playing. I really love this 12 Days of Christmas carol. It's a really odd carol when you look just at the lyrics. The theme of the story is that a lover is sending his true love a bunch of gifts, increasing gifts every day between Christmas Day and Epiphany, the 12 days of Christmas. And it's a lot of interesting gifts, a whole lot of birds. I hope that this true love has a lot of birdseed on hand, because they're going to need it. But I love the two turtles turtle doves appear on the day after Christmas. I was born in Australia, and in a large part of the anglicized world, we call the day after Christmas Boxing Day. And growing up, I thought that meant that there was a boxing match on Christmas Day. But I learned later that it actually comes from the tradition of boxing up leftovers. After a big feast on Christmas Day, the tradition grew up of boxing up all of the spare food and taking it to food pantries or to the homeless to give away all of our extras from Christmas Day. So that's where we get the idea of Boxing Day. And for a little bit of sharing, whether it's food or a little bird seed, here is Feed the Birds from Mary Poppins. Thank you so much for joining us. That was Feed the Birds from Mary Poppins. Something that the true love of 12 Days of Christmas will have to do a lot of. So, when I was coming up with the idea for these concerts, these collections of songs inspired by the 12 Days of Christmas, I basically looked up every song that had a bird in the title. And a friend of mine suggested I play one of the favorite themes from anime, that's from Japanese cartoons. This is Bluebird, the theme from Naruto, which is a story of amazing friendship that never ever gives up. And that fits perfectly with the true love for two turtle doves. So here is a little bit of Bluebird from Naruto Shippuden in honor of my friend and his request. If you have a request for a favorite song, leave a comment down below and we'll see if we can work it into one of these 12 Days of Christmas. That was Bluebird from Naruto Shippuden, a cartoon theme song. One of the great musical themes. I'm so glad that my friend suggested I learn that one, and again, I'm welcome to any other suggestions if you have one. My other favorite source, of course, for finding songs is just a little bit of Google. So I was Googling songs about turtle doves, and I discovered that one of my favorite composers, Ralph Vaughan Williams, did an arrangement of an English folk song called The Turtle Dove. Now this is a traditional English folk song, but it's beautifully harmonized about the true love promising to always be true, just like the symbol of the turtle doves. That is such a beautiful folk song made famous by Ralph Vaughan Williams. I love Ralph Vaughan Williams. He was a British composer of the last century. He did some really famous reworking of traditional melodies like Greensleeves. And I love him because he writes for the harp. He actually writes harp into his orchestral pieces like Fantasia on Greensleeves. So it's really fun to play one of his other favorite songs. That was The Turtle Dove, or Farewell, Farewell, My Own True Love. Hopefully we don't have to say goodbye just yet, or I want to play you one more song before we do say goodbye on this mini concert. So I'm having a lot of fun laughing and looking through the symbolism of the 12 days of Christmas, all of these gifts being given. I confess, I don't think I would feel very loved if someone turned up on my door with all of this livestock to give me. Everyone has different love languages. Gifts is not necessarily one of mine. But it's this determination to be sure that the beloved feels love, whether that's a plethora of gifts, or acts of service, or words of encouragement, or any of the other love languages. So this fall I got to play for a wedding, and they wanted me to play Bob Dylan's Make You Feel My Love. And that's the idea, the motivation, that no matter what your love language is, No matter how we differently express our affections, I will do anything that I can think of to make sure you feel loved, to make you feel my love. So I really enjoyed being part of that couple's demonstration of love to each other, that they knew each other so well, they picked out each other's favorite songs and felt loved by sharing that joy of music. So here's Bob Dylan. There's nothing I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. Make You Feel My Love. That song was originally written by Bob Dylan and later made famous in an amazing cover by Adele. One of my favorite love songs because it understands that sometimes we need to adjust our way of loving to make the other person feel loved. The symbolism of the 12 days of Christmas, aside from the surface level of all the gifts, the symbolism is built around the story of the Christian tradition of the 12 days of Christmas, the gifts of Christ that he gives. The day one, the partridge in a pear tree, represents the sacrificed bird on a cross, or the sacrifice of Jesus on the cross. But the two turtle doves, besides representing true love, are also mentioned in the story of Luke, where you bring a sacrifice to redeem the firstborn of two small pigeons or two turtle doves. And what's amazing about Christ, amazing about Jesus, besides all of his stories and miracles, was how well he fit in to the world, the idea of the incarnation, that he came down to express his love to us in a way that we understood, in human form and following the customs of his day, fitting into his culture, but still standing out to represent what love really looked like. So he did everything that was required by the law of Moses, and yet he still stood above and beyond, redeeming not just the firstborn, but all of us by his true love. That is how you make someone feel loved. So, we've done 2 days. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been so much fun to stream these favorite love songs. Please leave a like or a comment with a favorite song you'd like to hear included. And I will see you back here tomorrow for 3 French hymns. I wonder what we'll find for that. And until then, may your Boxing Day overflow with feeling loved. Bye.